There's a certain kind of softness. Some people carry a softness that feels warm, safe, almost luminous. The kind that makes others feel understood without needing to say a word. These are the quiet ones, the steady ones, the endlessly patient ones, the ones who listen deeply, think carefully, and search for the right words, even when the right words refuse to come. But here's the part no one ever warns them about. Even the clearest mind can glitch. Even the calmest thinker can freeze. Even the most articulate person can suddenly forget a word they absolutely know. A word they've used. A word they've said. A word that's sitting right there, on the tip of their tongue. And if you've ever paused mid-sentence, scratched your head, felt your brain tighten like it's buffering and wondered, why can't I remember this? What is wrong with me? What you're about to hear might feel uncomfortably familiar. Before we go deeper, just one thing. If these words already hit a nerve, if you've ever felt that frustrating, burning, almost knowing subscribe, you're going to want to hear the rest. Now, let's begin. Are you sure you know your third grade teacher's name? It feels like it's hovering in your mind, floating just behind a thin curtain close enough to touch but impossible to grasp. You swear you remember it. You can almost feel the first letter, the rhythm, the shape of it, but the moment you try to speak it out loud, your mind freezes. Researchers call this strange, universal frustration, the tip of the tongue state, a mental purgatory between knowing and saying. A psychological tug-of-war that every human being experiences, and yet almost no one truly understands. But what exactly is happening in that moment? Why does your brain tease you with the feeling of knowing while refusing to give you the actual word? To answer that, we need to look at how your mind retrieves a single piece of language. Most people imagine memory as a neat alphabetical library you reach in, pull out a word, and speak. But language isn't stored that way. Every word you know lives inside a complex network of layers. Its meaning, its associations, its grammatical structure, its sound. Usually, your brain retrieves all these layers in milliseconds, so fast you never notice the machinery behind the scenes. But during a tip of the tongue moment, one layer drops out of sync. Not the meaning, not the memory, not the concept. It's the sound. The final puzzle piece, the phonological form, gets stuck. You know the word. You feel it. You sense its shape. But the door to its sound is jammed, and no amount of pushing seems to open it. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. When scientists scan the brain during these moments, they find that the anterior cingulate cortex lights up a region responsible for conflict detection. It's the part that creates that jolt of frustration, the tightening in your chest, the urge to keep searching, that desperate, almost anxious feeling. It's not a malfunction. It's your brain signaling, you're close, don't give up. But why do certain words get stuck more than others? The answer depends on the type of word you're trying to retrieve. Proper nouns, names of people, places, movies, are the worst culprits. Names don't carry intrinsic meaning. There are no clues inside the word Judy Garland that tell your brain who she is. It's just a sound you learned. So when that sound pathway slips, the entire word disappears. Rare or infrequently used words are another trap. If you don't use a word often, the neural path to its sound weakens. It's still in your memory, but the route to get there becomes overgrown. Abstract words like revelation, identity, or privacy are even more fragile because they lack concrete imagery. Your mind can't latch onto a picture, so the sound becomes easier to lose. And then there's the most irritating phenomenon of all, when the wrong word barges into your mind and refuses to leave. You're trying to remember Judy Garland, but your brain keeps yelling, Dorothy, Dorothy, Dorothy. That incorrect name becomes a mental roadblock, a false key jammed into the lock. The more your brain repeats the wrong answer, the harder it becomes to find the right one. But the story gets even more complicated when more than one language is involved. If you're multilingual, Your brain stores multiple labels for the same concept. That means the English word, the Filipino word, the Spanish word, they all compete behind the scenes. A word in one language can block the word you need in another. This isn't confusion, it's interference. Interestingly, people who learned a second language early in life, especially before age 5, tend to experience fewer tip-of-the-tongue moments. Their language networks merge more seamlessly. But here's the strangest discovery. Even hearing a language you don't understand can increase the chances of forgetting a word. The multilingual system is sensitive, easily distracted, easily overwhelmed. And then there's age. Tip-of-the-tongue moments increase with time, but not for the reason most people think. It's not that your memory is failing. It's that your sound retrieval weakens slightly, and your knowledge grows enormously. The older you get, the bigger your mental library becomes. And the more books you have, the longer it takes to find a specific one. Forgetting a word isn't a sign of decline. It's a sign of depth, a sign that you've lived long enough to collect thousands upon thousands of memories that your mind now has to navigate. But here's the most surprising truth. Tip-of-the-tongue states may actually serve a purpose. They push you to search harder. They activate deeper retrieval systems. They increase determination. Studies show that when people enter this state, they're more likely to eventually remember the word because the frustration fuels persistence. And that sudden moment when the word finally pops into your head while you're washing dishes, taking a shower, or doing something completely unrelated that's not random, that's your subconscious mind finally breaking through. So, how do you pull a word off the tip of your tongue when you need it now? Use cues. Think about where you learned the word, what category it belongs to, what memories surround it. Semantic clues activate the files around the word. Sound cues help too. Slowly scan the alphabet in your mind and notice which letters feel connected. Sometimes the sound is hiding behind the first letter. You can also think of words that share the same rhythm. If you're trying to recall revelation, try thinking of similar sounding words like meditation, elevation, hesitation. The rhythm helps unlock the missing structure. And sometimes, the most effective strategy is simply to stop trying. Walk away. Relax. Let your brain breathe. Your unconscious retrieval system keeps working quietly, even when you're not paying attention. It's why the right answer often arrives hours later, smoothly and effortlessly, as if it was never gone. Because here's the comforting truth. Your mind doesn't lose these words. They don't vanish. They don't decay. They don't get erased. They're still there, stored safely, waiting. A tip-of-the-tongue moment isn't forgetting, it's a temporary loss of access to the sound of the word. Your third-grade teacher's name, it's still in you. Your brain didn't delete it, it just misplaced the key. So the next time you pause mid-sentence, staring at the ceiling, feeling your mind freeze, like a web page loading on weak Wi-Fi, don't panic. Your brain isn't failing you. It's searching, digging, sorting through layers of meaning, connections, and memories, trying to find its way to the sound you need. Because deep inside that vast mental archive, the word you're looking for is still alive, still safe, still yours. It's just waiting for the moment it finally rolls back off your tongue.